The 2026 Mazda 3 lands with a quiet confidence. It doesn't make a big song and dance about itself, but once you spend a bit of time around it, it becomes clear this is no ordinary hatchback or saloon. Mazda hasn't thrown away the old design completely. Instead, it's evolved it into something cleaner, sleeker, and more mature. It's not about exaggerated body kits or oversized grills here. It's about balance. The front end now looks sharper and more purposeful, with slimmer LED headlights and a wider grille that integrates smoothly into the bumper. From the side, you still get that distinctive shape with a swooping roofline and sculpted bodywork, but now with deeper creases that catch the light beautifully. At the rear, new taillight graphics give it a more premium edge, and even small details like the exhaust tips and diffuser have been refined. New wheel designs, some of which now stretch to 19 inches, fill the arches nicely and give it a more grounded stance. The paintwork deserves a mention too. Mazda's iconic Soul Red Crystal still looks like it belongs on a concept car, and there's a new Polymetal Grey 2.0 that gives the car a stealthy, high-end vibe. There are no fake vents, no weird proportions, and definitely no gimmicks. It's all very considered, very precise, and more than anything, it looks like a car that will still turn heads 10 years from now, not just next week. The interior of the 2026 Mazda 3 continues the theme of quiet refinement. You open the door and immediately notice how solid everything feels. The materials used are a real standout. Soft touch surfaces dominate, and even the plastic areas are textured and solid. The dash layout remains minimal but functional, with a slight tilt toward the driver that makes everything feel more focused. The centerpiece is a new 10.3-inch infotainment display, which, in a move that'll please many, now features full touchscreen functionality alongside the traditional rotary controller. The software is much snappier, with slicker graphics and faster response times. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are now standard, and the inclusion of a properly functional wireless charger, complete with cooling vent, shows that Mazda's been listening to what people actually want. There's also a new 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster that looks crisp and modern, without feeling overwhelming. Ambient lighting has been introduced tastefully around the cabin, and higher trims get a 12-speaker Bose system that actually delivers solid clarity and punch. Seats are another high point, supportive, comfortable over long trips, and now available with both heating and ventilation. Rear space is still a bit tight for taller passengers, especially in the hatchback, but it's acceptable for the class. Build quality is solid throughout. No rattles, no creaks, just a calm, cocooned space that feels more expensive than it is. There's an obvious focus here on the driver's experience, and it all comes together in a way that feels more premium than most rivals. The way this car drives is what sets it apart. It's not just good for a car in this class, it's genuinely fun. The steering is quick, direct, and well-weighted, with a natural feel that's becoming rare in modern cars. There's a beautiful flow to how the Mazda 3 tackles corners. It doesn't rely on grip alone, it uses balance and poise. The updated suspension setup offers better bump absorption and tighter control through twists and turns, without ever becoming harsh. It feels agile, connected, and yet somehow still refined enough for daily duties. Mazda's G-Vectoring Control Plus is doing subtle work in the background too, adjusting torque to keep things stable mid-corner, and the results are noticeable when you push it a little. The brake pedal feel is another win, firm and progressive, giving you proper confidence. Noise insulation has been beefed up, so long motorway journeys are now a lot quieter. Under the bonnet, there's no turbo madness. Instead, Mazda sticks to its tried-and-true naturally aspirated engines, and the result is a more linear, responsive power delivery. It's not about outright speed, but about how everything works together. The manual gearbox is still available, and it's honestly one of the best shifters out there, short, precise, and deeply satisfying. This is a car for people who enjoy the act of driving, not just getting from A to B. It's subtle about it, but the engineering underneath is proper enthusiast-grade stuff. Mazda is doubling down on its unorthodox approach to engines in 2026. Instead of chasing turbocharged power figures or full-on electrification, the Mazda 3 sticks with what it knows best: high compression, naturally aspirated petrol engines, now paired with a mild hybrid system. The base 2.0-litre engine produces around 155 horsepower and delivers decent low-end torque, helped by the hybrid assist. It's smooth, quiet, and surprisingly punchy when worked a bit. If you want more, The 2.5-litre version steps it up to about 190 horsepower, and it makes highway overtakes feel effortless without sacrificing refinement. Both engines are paired to either a crisp 6-speed manual or a buttery smooth 6-speed automatic. Neither option feels like an afterthought, and both suit the car's character depending on how involved you want to be. The mild hybrid setup doesn't give you electric-only running, but it does enhance efficiency and makes the start-stop system less intrusive. Official figures show improvements across the board, with the 2.0 averaging around 48 to 52 miles per gallon, and the 2.5 hovering around 44 to 48 miles per gallon, depending on trim and wheels. Emissions are lower too, helping keep running costs in check. There's no plug-in hybrid or EV option yet, but what you get is a traditional powertrain done properly, responsive, economical, and dependable. It's a welcome alternative in a world of complicated systems and synthetic engine notes. Mazda's taking a more purist, efficient route, and for many drivers, it'll be exactly the right one. Safety tech has taken a leap forward in the 2026 Mazda 3, but it hasn't come at the cost of simplicity or driver engagement. Every trim now includes Mazda's updated iActive Sense suite as standard, and it's been refined to be more helpful, less annoying. Adaptive Cruise Control now includes full stop-and-go functionality, which is brilliant in heavy traffic and smooth enough to trust. Lane Keep Assist has been retuned, so it feels more like a helping hand than an overbearing correction. Blind spot monitoring is sharper and now actively stops you from making a dangerous lane change. And the forward collision system has improved pedestrian and cyclist detection, which is especially helpful in busy urban environments. The addition of a high-resolution 360-degree camera on top trims makes tight parking jobs much easier, and rear cross-traffic alert with auto-braking adds another layer of confidence when reversing out of blind spaces. Even the new driver attention alert system feels smart, monitoring fatigue without being overly sensitive. Structurally, the new SkyActiv vehicle architecture platform gives this car a robust, safe foundation, and crash test scores back that up with top marks across all categories. The tech never feels intrusive. You can turn most of it off or tweak it to your preferences easily. It's all about striking the right balance between protection and control. This car gives you the tools to drive safely, but never makes you feel like you're just a passenger in your own vehicle. Daily driving practicality has always been a bit of a mixed bag for the Mazda 3, and the 2026 version holds true to that form, though it's been improved in key areas. Up front, the cabin is well laid out, with comfortable, supportive seats and excellent adjustability. Taller drivers will find plenty of head and legroom, and the visibility out the front is great. Storage is decent too, with deep door bins, a sizable glove box, and a center console that finally includes a well-ventilated wireless phone charger that doesn't roast your device. The rear seats, though, are still a bit snug. Legroom is okay for average-sized adults, but headroom in the hatchback can be a bit tight, especially if you're over 6 feet tall. The saloon version fares slightly better in that regard. Boot space in the hatchback sits at about 350 litres. Not class-leading, but enough for a few suitcases or a weekly shop. The saloon offers a deeper boot with more secure storage, though the narrow opening makes loading bulky items tricky. The split-folding rear seats help, but rivals like the Honda Civic or Skoda Octavia offer more outright practicality. Climate controls are simple and easy to use, and the cabin ergonomics are bang on. As long as you're not using it as a family hauler, the Mazda 3 works brilliantly as a daily driver. It's not the biggest in its class, but it makes up for that with smart design and an upmarket, enjoyable feel. The 2026 Mazda 3 doesn't try to shout over its competitors. It just quietly outclasses them in the areas that matter most to the people who actually care about cars. It looks premium without being flashy, drives with a level of precision and balance that's rare in this class, and backs it all up with excellent build quality and thoughtful design. It's not the biggest, not the fastest, and not the most high-tech car in the world, but it doesn't need to be. This is a car for people who appreciate the little things: great steering, real buttons, a slick gearbox, and a cabin that feels like it belongs in something twice the price. Mazda's done what they do best: refining, perfecting, and delivering a car that feels like it's built with heart. If you're after a car that gets the details right without feeling over-engineered or overhyped, this is one worth seriously considering.